Alright, get ready for an epic idea that's going to make this year unforgettable.
Oh, here we go. Is it something that involves me giving up chocolate or something even crazier?
No, no chocolate sacrifices. I'm talking about creating a memory jar. We write down funny or sweet moments throughout the year and put them in this jar. At the end of the year, we read them and relive the best parts.
Sounds like a great way to keep track of all the times I embarrass myself. Do we get bonus points if I accidentally set the kitchen on fire?
Oh, absolutely. If it's memorable, it goes in the jar. Like that time you tried to make a souffle and it looked like a science experiment gone wrong.
Hey, it was a work of art. A very, very abstract work of art.
Sure, an abstract work of art. Let's write it down. Souffle science experiment, a culinary catastrophe.
Fine, but you have to admit, that was the most exciting thing that's happened to our smoke detector since we moved in.
True, and remember the time you tried to fix the leaky faucet with duct tape? You ended up creating a mini water park in the kitchen.
Oh, you mean the Great Flood of 2024? It was a brilliant display of my DIY skills.
The Great Flood of 2024, water park adventure.
That's right. Let's not forget the neighbors who were probably considering a boat rental service for their backyard.
Definitely. How about the time you attempted to cook a 3-course meal and served us all raw chicken?
I thought I was being adventurous with the recipe. Turns out, adventurous is code for food poisoning.
Culinary adventure, raw chicken surprise.
Fine, but you owe me for that one. Remember that time you tried to convince me that your dance moves were unique and revolutionary?
Hey, my interpretive dance to The Lion King was a masterpiece. Just because you have no appreciation for fine arts doesn't mean it's not memorable.
Dance performance. The Lion King's lost choreography.
Perfect. And we can't forget our spontaneous living room dance party where we busted out our best moves to 90s hits.
Oh man, the one where you tried to moonwalk and ended up almost breaking your neck.
Hey, it was an attempt at greatness. And don't think I've forgotten your attempt at breakdancing that ended with you getting tangled in the curtains.
Living room dance party, moonwalking mishaps and curtain tangles.
Yes, and remember the movie marathon where we stayed up until 4 a.m., quoting every line from The Princess Bride for days.
I still say, inconceivable, in my sleep. It's an accomplishment. Let's write it down. The Princess Bride Marathon. A month of inconceivable quotes.
Definitely. And don't forget the time you dressed up as a pirate for that costume party and ended up with a parrot-themed dinner disaster.
Ah, yes. Pirate costume party. Parrot-pocalypse in the kitchen.
And let's not overlook the time you tried to teach me yoga and I accidentally kicked you in the face during a particularly ambitious pose.
Yes. Yoga class with unexpected face kicks and awkward poses.
And how could we forget your infamous karaoke rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody that left everyone questioning their life choices?
Hey, it was a performance for the ages. Let's write down Sam's karaoke, Bohemian Rhapsody, a vocal experience.
Done. Oh, and the time we both got lost in the city and ended up at that weird, random street festival where you tried to win a stuffed llama in a ring toss competition.
The Great Stuffed Llama Quest, ring toss fiasco at the random street festival.
Absolutely. And remember when we built a fort out of blankets and had a movie night in it? That was pretty special.
Fortnite, the ultimate blanket fort movie marathon.
Perfect. This jar is going to be overflowing by the end of the year.
Or we'll need to get a bigger jar. Or a barrel.
Deal. And let's make a pact. If anything truly legendary happens, we'll make sure to write it down right away. No moment too small or too silly.
To a year of unforgettable moments, epic fails, and dance moves that will haunt us forever.
And to a jar full of memories that'll keep us laughing for years to come. Hey, Luna, what's this jar for? Are we saving up for some epic snacks or something?
Not quite, Max. This is our memory jar. It's where we store moments, not money.
Moments. Like, the moment I beat you at that video game. Because that deserves its own jar.
Nice try, but this jar is for memories that actually matter. You know, the kind that make you smile years later or teach you something valuable.
Okay, So it's like a time capsule but for our brains. Got it. So, what's in there now?
Let's see. Remember that time you tried to make spaghetti, and we ended up with a kitchen full of flour?
Oh man, that was a disaster. But it was fun. We turned the kitchen into a winter wonderland.
Exactly. And what did you learn from that?
That cooking is better left to professionals.
Close enough. But really, it's about trying new things, even if they don't always go as planned. That's what makes life interesting.
Oh, I've got one to add. Grabs a paper and pen, writes something down, and drops it in the jar.
What did you write?
The time I aced my science project after almost giving up. You know, because you kept saying, persistence pays off.
Now, that's a memory worth keeping. See, this jar isn't just about storing the good times. It's about celebrating our growth, too.
So, when life gets tough, we can just dip into this jar and remind ourselves of all the cool stuff we've done and learned.
Max, it's like a highlight reel of our life lessons. And it's a good reminder that we've got what it takes to handle whatever comes next.
You know, this jar is actually kind of awesome. It's like a secret weapon against bad days.
That's one way to put it. So, are you ready to keep adding to our collection of memories?
You bet. The Memory Jar Chronicles are just getting started.
What's up, Max? You look like you're trying to solve the world's biggest mystery.
Just thinking. This jar is filling up pretty fast, Luna. What happens when it's full? Do we just start a new one, or do we, empty it out and start over?
That's a good question. When the jar is full, we don't get rid of the memories. We reflect on them. We could even have a memory jar day, where we pull out each note and relive those moments together.
That sounds pretty cool. But what if there are some memories we'd rather forget? I mean, not everything we put in there is all sunshine and rainbows, right?
You're right. But here's the thing, Max. Every memory, even the tough ones, teaches us something. Those moments help us grow, become stronger, and figure out who we really are.
So, even the embarrassing stuff. Remember when I tripped in front of the whole school during the assembly? That was awful.
Oh, I remember. But what did you learn from it?
Well, I learned to laugh at myself. And that it's not the end of the world when you mess up in public.
Exactly. It's all about perspective. That memory might have been embarrassing at the time, but now it's something you can laugh about, and that's growth.
Alright, tripping in front of the school. Into the jar it goes.
Nice. You're really getting the hang of this. It's not just about celebrating the good times, but also embracing the awkward, the challenging, and even the downright ridiculous moments.
Speaking of ridiculous, remember when we got lost on that hike and ended up at that random farm with the llamas?
Oh, how could I forget? You were convinced the llamas were going to chase us down.
Hey, those llamas looked suspicious. But that day was awesome, because we ended up having an adventure we never expected.
And that's another thing about memories. They remind us that sometimes, the best stories come from the most unexpected experiences.
You know, Luna, I never really thought about life this way before. I used to think memories were just, things that happened. But now I get it, they're like little building blocks that make us who we are.
That's the idea, Max. And the best part, we get to choose how we see those memories. We can let them bring us down, or we can let them lift us up.
Alright, I'm adding the llama story to the jar. And maybe we should add a note to ourselves, too, keep finding the fun in life's surprises.
I like that, and I'll add, never be afraid to turn a misstep into a dance move.
Nice one, Luna. You're pretty wise for an older sibling.
I've had more years to practice, that's all. But you're catching on quick, Max. The Memory Jar Chronicles are starting to look pretty epic.
Yeah, they are. And I can't wait to see what we add next.
Here you go, Max. Nothing like hot cocoa on a rainy day, right?
Thanks, Luna. Hey, can I ask you something?
Sure. What's on your mind?
Do you ever worry about forgetting stuff? What if one day we forget all the memories in this jar? What happens to them then?
That's a big question, Max. But here's the thing. Memories aren't just about remembering every little detail. They're about how those moments made you feel and what they taught you. Even if you forget the specifics, the impact they had on you sticks around.
I guess that makes sense. But I still don't like the idea of forgetting things, especially the good stuff.
That's why we have this jar, to help us hold on to those moments. But even if we do forget a few things, it's okay. Life keeps giving us new memories to make and lessons to learn.
Yeah, and I guess it's not just about remembering every little thing. It's about how those memories shape who we are, right?
Exactly. It's like building a puzzle. Each memory is a piece, and even if you lose a few, the picture still forms. The important thing is to keep living fully and appreciating the moments as they come.
Okay, wise one, I have another memory to add. Grabs a piece of paper and writes something down.
What's this one about?
The time Luna made the perfect hot cocoa and we talked about life.
You're really getting the hang of this. But you know, there's something we haven't talked about yet. How do we handle the memories that aren't so fun, the ones that might be a little painful?
You mean like when I lost that big game last year, and I felt like I let everyone down?
Exactly. Those memories are important too. They remind us of what we've overcome and how much we've grown since then.
I guess they do. But it's hard to look back on them without feeling a little, I don't know, disappointed.
That's totally normal. But think of it this way, every tough moment is like a stepping stone. It might have been rough, but it led you to where you are now. And look at you, you didn't just get stuck, you kept going.
You're right, losing the big game, but learning how to bounce back. Opening square bracket.
That's the spirit. And you know what? Those kinds of memories might actually be the most valuable ones in here. They show how strong you are, even when things don't go perfectly.
Yeah, I never really thought about it that way. But I guess it's true, those moments are just as important as the good ones, maybe even more.
Exactly. And when we look back at this jar years from now, we'll see a story of growth, resilience, and all the crazy, wonderful moments that made us who we are.
You know, Luna, I'm really glad we started this memory jar thing. It's like we're writing our own little story, one piece at a time.
That's exactly what we're doing, Max. And the best part, the story's far from over. We've got so many more memories to make and lessons to learn.
Yeah, we do. And I can't wait to see what happens next.
What's all this, Max? Planning a trip down memory lane?
Sort of. I was thinking, we've got all these great memories in the jar, but what about the stuff that doesn't fit in there? Like photos, souvenirs, all the tangible things that go with the memories.
That's a good point. Memories aren't just in our heads. Sometimes they're in the things we can touch and see. Maybe it's time we found a way to bring them all together.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So, I started gathering some stuff, like this photo from our last family vacation. Shows the photo to Luna. Remember how we got lost trying to find that famous lighthouse?
Oh, I remember. We ended up finding that hidden beach instead and spent the whole afternoon there. That turned out to be one of the best days of the trip.
Yeah, that's why I want to keep it close. But I was thinking, maybe we could expand the memory jar into something bigger. Like a scrapbook or a memory box, where we can keep all this stuff together.
I like that idea, Max. The memory jar was a great start, but there's no reason we can't keep adding more layers to our memories. A scrapbook could be a perfect way to tell our story in a new way.
Pulling out supplies, awesome. I've got some markers, glue, and a bunch of photos. We can start today. Pauses, then looks at Luna. But how do we decide what goes in? I mean, we can't put everything in there, right?
You're right, we can't. But we can choose the things that matter most to us, the moments that really stand out. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. The things that really shaped us, or made us laugh the hardest, or taught us the most important lessons.
Like this, from that day at the hidden beach. That day was such a surprise, and it turned out better than we ever planned. It's a good reminder to keep an open mind and go with the flow.
Exactly. And look at this. Pulls out a crumpled ticket stub, from that concert we went to last year. Remember how it rained halfway through, but instead of leaving, everyone just started dancing in the rain.
Oh yeah, that was amazing. We all got soaked, but it was worth it. Pauses, then adds, I guess that's another lesson. Sometimes, the best memories come from unexpected moments.
So true. And that's what this scrapbook, or memory box, can be, a collection of all those little things that remind us of the bigger picture. The lessons we've learned, the joy we've found, and the surprises along the way.
I like that. It's like we're creating a roadmap of our lives, showing us where we've been and giving us clues about where we might go next.
Exactly. And the best part is, this isn't just for us now, it's something we can look back on in the future, or even share with others someday. It's like a gift to our future selves.
Dancing in the rain at the concert, embracing the unexpected. I'm really glad we're doing this, Luna. It feels like we're creating something that's more than just memories. It's, I don't know, like a record of all the things that make us who we are.
That's exactly what we're doing, Max. We're capturing the essence of our journey, one memory at a time. And as we keep adding to it, we'll see just how far we've come, and how much more there is to explore.
I can't wait. The Memory Jar Chronicles are evolving, and it's going to be epic. Who knows what else we'll add in the future?
Whatever it is, I know it'll be worth remembering. And we'll be ready to capture it all, right here.